For most of us, it's hard to imagine what it would be like to receive a call from our doctor's office letting us know one of our vital organs is failing and we need a transplant to survive.
That is the reality for the more than 100,000 people in the U.S. who are now waiting for an organ transplant. And according to the Health Resources and Services Administration, a person is added to that list every 10 minutes.
Tonight, and as part of National Donate Life Month, we're sharing Todd Dostie's story, a man from Central Maine who has received that phone call not once, but twice.
Anything changed? Looks like the allergies are the same.
Yeah, no.
Another routine appointment and another check of Todd Dostie's vitals. A standard procedure, sure, but these appointments are special. Special because for a while, his doctors believed these checkups would never come.
I am done.
Todd was just 21 years old when he first learned his kidney was failing. It was a diagnosis that would change the course of his life forever. But Todd was determined.
All I said to the doctor was, okay, what are my options? What do I have to do? What do I need to do to get a transplant? I didn't think of I'm going to go on dialysis and just pour me this. It's just like, what's my options? What do I have to do to get better?
After waiting an entire year, Todd got word his doctors had found a match. But kidney transplants don't last a lifetime, and Todd's would only last 8 years before he received the news that, once again, his organ was shutting down. Todd remained determined.
I'm a fighter. I'm not going to give up. And that's who I am, and that's why I'm here.
This time, though, his doctors had more bad news. Todd's blood was full of antibodies that would make it nearly impossible for him to find a match.
That's got to be so discouraging.
I think a lot of us felt that probably would never get transplanted. Every meeting we would come up and he would be at the top of the list. And, after years, you just start looking at it and saying, he's at the top of the, but nothing, he's not going to be able to accept anything.
As the years went by, Todd says he tried to live each day like it might be his last. He managed to balance dialysis, doctor's appointments, and a day job. Todd even began coaching ice hockey for Waterville and Winslow High School.
I really believe that coaching the kids have also attributed to keeping me alive and keeping me young and keeping me doing things, because no matter how sick I was, no matter how bad I didn't want to go, I knew that those kids were counting on me to go to practice. I never missed a practice unless I was in the hospital.
Even in the rough times, Todd never let his illness define him and says it always comes down to mental toughness.
Yeah, there were days when I felt bad and I was like, poor me, and why did this have to happen to me, and da-da-da. And then I would just shake my head and be like, Todd, there's people that are way worse off than you are. Why are you complaining? You've got family, you've got a roof over your head, you've got food, you have friends. There's people that have nothing in this world. So why are you complaining? Your mind is so strong, and if you let things creep into your mind, you're going to be negative. If you can just take the negativity out and stay positive, good things are going to happen.
The years came and went. Then, just before Christmas of 2022, Todd missed a phone call from his doctors.
Me, after 23 years, I go to Firehouse Subs and decide I'm going to get myself a sub and hang out. And I'm going to call them when I feel like calling them. I might not even call them right then. I might call them tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not even thinking. That's not even in my radar. And come to find out, they had a kidney for me. So I almost didn't even make the phone call. They would have gotten a hold of me, but it was just it was just so far from my mind that I wasn't expecting it. There was a lot of crying after that, I tell you, when I found out.
He says his doctors called it a Christmas miracle.
To be for so long on dialysis and to not really lose hope and keep taking care of himself so that he would be a candidate, I think that's pretty inspiring.
That seemed to have helped.
More than 12 weeks after receiving his new kidney, these checkups are now few and far between. Todd is feeling stronger every day and keeping his eyes on the future.
My mind is telling me I can do all this stuff, and my body is saying, no, Todd, you can barely walk to your car right now. You've been on dialysis for 23 years. All your muscles have atrophied. You're not in shape. You need to work yourself up before you can go run and go do stuff.
Yeah.
But I am ready to go. I am ready to go.
Todd, hands down, one of the most inspirational guys I've ever spoken to keep that mindset through everything that he's been through is just incredible.
And a great reminder, because we do a lot of stories on transplants, and everybody knows someone who has needed an organ transplant or has volunteered to donate one, but the fact that the transplanted kidneys wear out after not that long makes you think about these issues in a whole new light.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just one weird thing I want to share, because I didn't have time for it in the story. The dates of everything are wild. So the first time he found out that his kidney was failing, November 3rd. Second time he found out, November 3rd. First time he had a transplant, December 29th. And then the second time, the surgery was scheduled for December 29th, 2022. It's incredible.